Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live on Sky Sports from the great city of Liverpool. It's the first semi-final of our Liverpool Kazoo Premier League. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's all brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. It's time to meet the players. Would you please welcome the winner of 148 PDC titles worldwide, a 6-time Premier League champion, and a 3-time champion of the world, mighty Michael Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the World Match Play, the winner of the Masters and the UK Open, 2 World Cup titles, and ladies and gentlemen, a Premier League finalist and a 2-time champion of the world. Let's get this party started. Snake Boy, Peter!
First semi-final on night 6 here in Liverpool. Van Gerwen versus Wright is first versus 8th. 15 points separate these two in the Premier League table. Michael Van Gerwen here in a 5th semi-final in just 6 nights. Peter Wright is here in a first. Well, Peter Wright got that elusive first win of the season earlier on in tonight's quarter-finals. A 6-5 win over Gerwen Price. He did lead the Iceman 5-2, but ended up being taken to a last leg decider, even survived match stars to make it here to the final 4. For Michael Van Gerwen, it was far more plain sailing. The 6-2 victory over Johnny Clayton in his quarter-final. A dominant display, really. 96.5 average, 4 180s, and 43% on his doubles. Who then will be our first finalist of the night? Let's find out. In the comms box for our first semi-final, we have Mark Webster and Dan Dawson.
Yeah, let's find out. You are not getting Michael Van Gerwen off the top of the Premier League table tonight. You may not get him off the top of the table at any point over the course of this year. But Peter Wright can certainly take a big step towards getting off the bottom of the table here if he is to go and beat MVG and reach his first final of the year. But having got his first win under his belt, Snakebite will be feeling marginally better about things. MVG has been something of a thorn in his side over the course of the Premier League over the years, not least in that incredible final, the year he should have won it. But he's persisting with these darts, Peter.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get a change over the coming week, even during this match. But like you said, Dan, Peter Wright relieved to get some points, but could do with some more. There's potentially a chance of playing Michael Van Gerwen tonight, then next week, then the week after. He's definitely going to play him next week. He's fixtured to play him. And then in Newcastle, the fixture played in league order, so Michael Van Gerwen, who currently sits top, would play Peter Wright who currently sits bottom, but that can change. So there's another added incentive for Peter to get some more points on the board.
Well, the first half of his game against Gerwen Price, he looked really good with his darts. And it was all built around the first dart going where he wants it. There you see he's above the treble 20. It doesn't help him out because he obscures a lot of the target that he wants.
Small, aren't they? Really small. As Michael Van Gerwen fires in a 180. That's the dart he can work with, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah,
that one's it's not great, but it hasn't blocked it. There's already a slow start here from Peter Wright.
Well, his record against MVG isn't great. It's even worse in the Premier League. I mean, you could say this about everybody, to be fair, but particularly Peter Wright against Michael Van Gerwen. Oh, my word. Who's he staying there? Cavalier from Peter Wright.
I think he's just, you get the impression he's given up on this leg. Van Gerwen with an early break. Doesn't get it, but will be back. But he's got to navigate his way around double 7. Yeah, they met in Liverpool last year, actually, in the opening match of the opening quarter-final that night, and Van Gerwen won comfortably 6-1.
Yeah, he's only won one of his last 10 against MVG in the Premier League, and that was behind closed doors during the whole lockdown times. You want to go back to the last time he beat him in the Premier League in front of a crowd. It's Rotterdam in 2018. That's astonishing. But Michael Van Gerwen does not produce an astonishing set of misses as he pins double 7 to break the throw in the opening leg.
It's kind of a gift, wasn't it? 18 darts to break through. Peter Wright will be disappointed with that. Did really well to get over the line in the end against Gerwen Price. There we see double 7. It's the opening leg against the darts for Michael Van Gerwen, who, like I mentioned earlier, Dan, will not leave Liverpool. Oh, will leave Liverpool, sorry, guaranteed top of the table. And it's going to be a hard man to chase down.
Yeah, he certainly is. And having won the last 2 nights in the Premier League, if he can make it 3 on the spin, the question then turns to how much will Michael Van Gerwen dominate this year's campaign? Because last year it was all spread around and there were winners, different winners all the time. Yes, Johnny Clayton won more than anybody else and he was the best player in the league phase. But you could see Van Gerwen absolutely batter everybody week after week after week and pick up, you know, half of the nightly wins if he really gets going.
Yeah, it's key if he really gets going. He hasn't yet, has he, Dan? This is nowhere near the version of Michael Van Gerwen in terms of the 2016-17 year. But at the minute, I think he's kind of put on the back burner. He used to want to win in style all the time. He's happy just to graft and get a victory. Wasn't thrilled with how he played against Johnny that got the win, and he's at a position now where he's not almost certainly in the top 4, but he's not a million miles off, Dan, is he?
No, he's going to take some serious dislodging. I think things would have to go horribly wrong.
Rod Studd mentioned earlier, 4th spot last year was Joe Cullen on 24 points. Michael Van Gerwen wins this. He's homing in on that points tally, and he's homing in on another final. Consolidates the break, 2-0 in front here.
Well, a better first start from Peter Wright, and there you see it's still an open bed from that first start. They're the ones he can use if he's above it, and the problem is with Peter, he's a very, very stubborn player on that treble 20. Even if he does block a part of it, he'll often stay there and try and find a way through. But these darts are much chunkier than the usual sets that he has, and they're going in different angles. That's no real help, but he's going to stay there. Yeah, it gets harder.
Yeah, he's got to make an early decision there. He pins the treble, but if he comes down, he could have got himself a couple. There wasn't really a way through. These aren't the darts I see Peter Wright being his most successful with. But
look, he can throw anything. We've seen that, and it looked at one point like he was going to blast Gerwen Price off the board earlier, averaging 106 for the match. But you would think if you're playing Michael Van Gerwen, you want to give yourself your best chance of victory.
You say that, he throws anything. He refuses to throw mine down. I'd have gone halves on the royalties, the lot with him.
Look,
but he's not having it
or anything. He just doesn't want to do that sort of reputational damage to himself by throwing your gear.
He's making inroads here. Will he go for the bull? Yeah, I think he's going for it. And gets it. It's the right decision. Brilliant leg from Peter Wright. 12 dart holder throw. And gets himself in this semi-final.
Can't fault the outcome. The right decision, says Mark Webster.
He made the decision early. It wasn't even any sort of hesitation about entertaining the 10s or the 18s. It was eyes locked on that bullseye.
And Michael Van Gerwen locked on to that treble 20 for a second maximum of this contest. The average creeps up above 100 for Mighty Mike.
And teeing up this leg really well. Potential 10-dart leg for Michael Van Gerwen. Importantly, put himself in a great position to restore the two-leg effort. Overly thrilled with that visit. Give himself a few little tellings off against Johnny Clayton. He felt like he didn't play like he could. He bumped into him in the corridor. He said it was a strange game. He felt like he was never in danger, but at the same time never felt anywhere near his best. And probably a fair assessment.
Starting on the ball, because treble 19 would have then left tops. I mean, he's got quite a bit of time with which to play here.
I think the key thing is there, Dan, don't come back with anything more than 60, so at least you go in double, single to double combination. That's the get rid of the 62. And Van Gerwen, yeah, he's still got time anyway. Should be 3-1.
Peter Wright, not only is he playing the game in a different way in terms of how he's throwing his darts, he's left himself a bogey number 3 times tonight already. It's unlike him. It's almost like he's concentrating so much on how these darts behave and throwing them in the right way to get them going where he wants. He's not really paying attention to the scoreboard.
Peter Wright did say he was going to put Pro Tours and Euro Tours on the back burner. He may rethink that, because you can see the benefit it's done Johnny Clayton just to sort of play himself back into form, and I don't think that'll be a concrete decision going forward for Peter.
He's decided to skip this weekend, hasn't he? I mean, understandable. Joe, his wife, has just had another operation on her back, so he probably wants to get back home and make sure she's okay. But there is something to be said for playing yourself into a bit of form. And let's be honest, he's not been dreadful in terms of the standard of darts he's produced in the Premier League. He just hasn't found wins until tonight. And that is a first 180 of the match for Peter Wright.
Needed as well. Michael Van Gerwen creeps in the treble 20. Peter Wright's got to tee this up now. Would be quietly confident he's got 6 at this 182. The setup shot's got to be good. It's delicate, isn't it? We've seen a 1-2-2 from Mike. Well, he may not get a go. We've seen a 1-2-2 from Michael Smith tonight. That was finished on double 7. Peter Wright will be going the same route. A couple of treble 18s ideally, otherwise just stay in that 18 segment.
Great dart. Another great dart for double 7. And it drops low, and it might be a key moment in this match.
You find it hard to make a case for Peter Wright to come from a couple of breaks. And here's a couple of breaks of throw down. We can see that means to Michael Van Gerwen. 4-1 now. And homing in on a 3rd consecutive final.
Well, he's in the same sort of ballpark in terms of level of performance as he was against Johnny Clayton. Only dropped 2 legs against Clayton. He's only dropped 1 so far here. He's not firing on all cylinders. He's already shown he doesn't have to be to win these nights.
He got himself a real good cushion here. Just got a couple of... He's got a great position, hasn't he? He can afford to drop throw once here and still get over the line.
only allowed Peter Wright 2 darts at double in this match, which kind of keeps Wright's average in the mid to high 90s, a little high artificially. He's not getting those darts at the end of the leg of double.
Forces it through there, and you can see Michael Van Gerwen on last night, he's just dropping the shoulder, isn't he? He's just trying to force it in low, and he's done that a couple of occasions.
Wright halves his score to get to a finish. There you see MVG just forcing that one in with a bit of shoulder. He can't force that one in the treble 15. And so Wright, the ton 40 setup shot, has to hit a ton 40 now.
And this is what Peter Wright has basically been feeding on. He hit a 130, okay, he was miles ahead in that leg, but it was a 122 just to keep him on throw in the previous leg. And the 140 is not going to go. And that's the point you made earlier, Dan. Well, he's got in, he's crept in. But that's the dart that doesn't really do much favours, that first one. It drops low.
2 darts for 5-1. Only needs one of them, and Michael Van Gerwen is strolling towards the final here as he looks to make it 3 nights running that he is victorious in the Premier League.
Took him till week 4 to get a win on the board last year, Michael Van Gerwen. Didn't really kick into gear till then. Performance-wise, he'll know he can play better. But, yeah, you can still see there, he craves that perfection here at the Premier League. He's top of the table, and the priority is get to finals, like, because he knows top, second, third or fourth, it's game on, isn't it, Dan? It's just get there.
Absolutely. Look, he didn't finish top of the league phase last year, still walked away with the title.
But the previous year finished top and didn't walk away with the title, so backs up our point, just get there, doesn't matter what position you're in.
We're in a ridiculous position here where Peter Wright and Michael Van Gerwen's averages are almost identical, and yet one guy has clearly been the superior player, and it's the man in green who hits his 3rd 180 of the game and is closing in on a 6-1 victory potentially.
And a repeat scoreline from when they met in Liverpool last year. Well, keeps Peter Wright interested, but this is cap off a really clinical display for Michael Van Gerwen. There it is, double 12 to finish in style. Just pulls it inside. Peter Wright just to hang on in there. 80 to keep the tie alive.
Well, if there's any shot that these darts are good for, it's this one, because that's not in the way. It's an open bed, but he cannot find it, and that might be curtains for Peter Snakebite Wright. MVG for 6-1.
The second one, he rushed, yeah, the third one, he just tried to clatter through, hasn't he? He should be moving along, really, because that seemed to kick left. The second dart seemed to kick left. He may get another go here. This looks difficult. Oh, where'd you go? Maybe left side. Oh, he's coming right. It was always going to be difficult. More opportunities for Van Gerwen to wrap it up.
Double 3. Still double 3. And Michael Van Gerwen is missing and missing and missing. That is 7 match darts that he has missed.
And Peter Wright pinned his tops. And he's got the same problem. Left side this time. And again. Still. This ain't a gimme for Michael Van Gerwen. He's an awkward one for the double. And he gets there in the end. A bit of a mess at the end, but Michael Van Gerwen with a convincing victory over Peter Wright. And you can see Peter Wright sort of indicating where his darts were landing. But some points on the board for Peter tonight, but Michael Van Gerwen dispatched of Johnny Clayton, and now he's dispatched of Peter Wright. He's into a 3rd consecutive Premier League final. He wins by 6 legs to 1.